Astro Vibe of the Week. My name is Shira, and I'll be talking about the astrology of the upcoming week. We have a new moon, and throughout this week, there's a lot of, let me call them, rapid changes. There's a lot of astrology that's happening sort of one after the other. So on the 27th, we had the planet Mercury move into Aquarius. Okay, then on the 29th, we have this new moon in Aquarius. Then we have Mercury conjunct Pluto. On the 30th, Mercury will go direct. And then we'll also have on the 30th the Sun making a harmonious aspect to the planet Jupiter. So we have a lot happening specifically in Aquarius. And in a little bit, I'm going to pull up the astrology chart of the new moon and the following few days so that you can just see what it looks like, because when you see it on the chart, it's like, whoa, there's a huge cluster of planetary energy happening in Aquarius, and then there's another huge cluster of planetary energy happening in Pisces. So Pisces and Aquarius are truly running the show right now. And before we get into this new moon in Aquarius, which is bringing radical change, bringing faster movement, it's bringing a type of momentum that brings us support for our future and what we want in the long term, and how we want to create this kind of world that we actually align with and that actually feels like it is for the people and it is for the good of all, and where each person has this individual, unique specialness that also supports the wholeness of our collective and of this paradigm that we're working towards together. Before all that, we have this Piscean energy that I want to talk about, that we're traversing through, that is not fast and is not super radical and is not, quickly transformative. The Piscean energy it's slower, and it can feel a bit cloudy. It can feel a bit murky, like there might be confusion on your path, or you might feel more tired or disconnected to your motivation or your purpose than you usually do. You might also feel more creative. You might feel more connected to your higher self. You might feel more aligned with a spiritual path, whatever that spiritual path is for you. It could go in so many different directions, and that is because the sign of Pisces is the accumulation of all signs in the zodiac wheel. So there's a lot of energies that are swirling around right now because we have so much happening in the sign of Pisces. The North Node will be in Pisces all through 2025 and into 2026. We have Venus in Pisces right now. We have Neptune in Pisces. There's a lot that we have Saturn in Pisces. So right there, that's so much energy that is being asked to bring more awareness around. So I want to go a little deeper into this, into what that means. So when we're talking about Pisces, we're talking about this unseen field of energy. We're talking about the difference between our higher self, again, something that you can't see. You can't really like get it perfectly written in a book and research it. Your higher self, it's more of an inner knowing and a feeling of connectedness that helps you feel more like you, more alive, more awake, more lit up, excited about your life, peaceful, easeful, trusting. Your higher self is when you're just feeling it, you're feeling connected. And then we have the lower self, or the wounded self, or our egoic choices. And these both are in this realm of Pisces. Pisces is all 12 signs. And this is when we feel disconnected. maybe we feel frustrated or we feel angry. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with these emotions, especially anger, right? I always want to pause there whenever I bring up anger, because so many women, so many of us have been taught that our anger is bad. We shouldn't feel angry, when anger is such a potent, powerful force that helps us change our reality for the better, and helps us stand up for ourselves, and um, set really powerful, healthy boundaries. Okay, so put that aside before I get too tangenty there. I'm talking about lower or wounded vibrational energies, reactivity, where you react quickly and then regret it after. Um, Addiction is another one of these kind of wounded energies, where you don't want to feel your emotions, and so you soothe them with whatever it is: food, drugs, alcohol, smoking, whatever it is. Anything where we're not wanting to feel what's there, and we're wanting to just soothe it and have this like momentary pleasure that allows us to not have to deal with what's underneath the surface and all the sticky stuff. Now, another piece of this more wounded Piscean energy that can come up is victimhood mentality, where one might blame other people for their situation in life. Um, like, for example, if someone really wants to, I don't know, let's say someone wants to start a new business and they want to be a tarot reader. And they're really excited about reading tarot and oracle cards, and using these are Piscean energies, like using the gift of their intuition and their inner wisdom to share messages with people. And they have this beautiful idea of sharing their gift with the world, and then they have this victimhood mentality, this inner critic, this negative part within them that says, you know what? Do not share your gift with the world, because um, one, people are going to think you're crazy. And so you should listen to them. Don't do it. Listen to those people that think you're not going to be able to do it. That's one way that that could play out. Another way that that could play out is someone saying, you know what? The tarot market is saturated, and there's just so many tarot readers. Instagram is saturated. No one's going to hear my voice. No one's going to listen to me. And this victimhood mentality has a way of destructing your magic and destructing your potential and your power by either placing blame on something that's not true. There's no evidence. You actually don't know until you try it and do it, and have gone through the journey of the ups and downs of really putting your heart into service, putting yourself out there. So the all this energy in Pisces can bring up these more challenging energies and thoughts and ways of being, because in order to access your higher self, and in order to access the part of you that trusts the divine timing of the universe, and trusts yourself on a very deep level, and trusts your gifts, you have to go through a journey, a hero's journey, of traversing through all of the shadows and all of the limitations and all of the criticisms of yourself and the criticisms of the world, and all of the reasons that the more negative part of you says you cannot do this, you are not capable of it, you are not good enough, you are not this enough and that enough. And you know the song, right? You know the inner critic song. It's like, you're not good enough, you can't do it, you suck. I just made that up. That's not a real song. You definitely haven't heard that song. I just made it up. Um, so I'm making a point about these Piscean energies that we're experiencing, as a collective, where the wounded qualities of human nature, which are all found in the Pisces archetype, because it's all the wounding and all the magic of all 12 signs, right? In one energy. Whoa, that's a lot. It's a lot of highs and a lot of lows. And we're learning about it with the North Node in Pisces. Like that's part of our journey. So most likely, there are awarenesses that are coming through. I know I'm having them where you realize you can observe that part of you that is critical. You can observe the part of you that is judgmental. You can observe the part of you that believes that things won't work out in your highest and best. And being able to sit in the observer's seat without reacting or believing the false um, language of the mind, the illusions that happen on this human planet that are very Piscean, you can step back and ask yourself, who's thinking these thoughts? And if you can ask yourself who's thinking these thoughts, then it's not you, because how could you ask how could you observe the thoughts? So you sit in the observer seat and you notice these thoughts, and simply noticing them does something like really magical. It takes you back, it takes your higher self back into the driver's seat, so that uh, the inner critic, the ego, and the wounded part is not in the driver's seat, and your higher self is in the passenger seat. When your higher self can open the eyes and observe what's happening, it's like boom, the shift is imminent to get back into the seat of your higher self. So we're also talking about your third eye. This is Pisces as well. Your ability to connect to your higher self, the part of you that is more joyful, the part of you that is trusting, the part of you that can find peace, the part of you that trusts the universe and trusts yourself. This third eye can also help you envision your future and see a clear path, or not necessarily see the path, but at least be able to see what you want and trust that the path will unfold as you go. So these are themes that we're experiencing as we go through this year. Is I have a part of me that is a non-believer of my highest and best. I have a lower part of me, and that's part of being a human. That's just part of being a human, and it is illusory. It is not the truth. The truth is my connection with my higher self. The truth is when you have the ability to believe in yourself, and when you have the ability to plug into what feels aligned, not a like short-term feels good fixed potato chip situation, but taking actions that help you feel in alignment with your higher self. Saturn is in Pisces and has been and will continue to be for a good amount of time. And Saturn is the discipline. It's our responsibility. It is stepping into the seat of claiming authority over our lives, claiming sovereignty. This is your life. It's like, this is my life and I have the ability to change it. What actions can I take that are going to help me align with the vision of the world that I want to see, or help me align with an open heart? And that takes it's challenge, because we have all of these distractions on this planet. We have what's going on in politics, we have television, we have social media, we have all this inundation of information. It's very distracting from your truth and what is your alignment, and the kind of actions that you might take that feel really, that help you get into the seat of your higher self, and that quality of feeling good. So our responsibility is to getting in alignment with our higher self. And for every person, it's different. When is it in your life that you feel good, that you feel lit up, that you feel alive, that you feel connected, you feel tapped in? For some people, it's going to be when they are, you know, coloring in a coloring book. For some people, it's going to be when they're cooking for their family. For some people, it's when they're in nature. For some people, it's doing the Kundalini yoga kriyas. For some people, it is putting on some amazing dance music and shaking their ass. For some people, it is going to church. You know, it's different for every single person what helps them align. For some people, it's writing. For some people, it's singing. It's like, what makes you feel good in the long run, long term, where the more you do it, the more yourself you feel. Okay, so that's the supportive energy of the higher self that wants to not only come to be realized right now more than ever during this highly awakening time of Pluto and Aquarius, where we are stepping into a more truthful, honest, higher consciousness version of ourselves, each one of us, and understanding that when you up level, there's a new devil. Like when you rise, you will contend with the lower parts, you will contend with the challenge. Things will come up because the brain is getting challenged to going into a new way of doing things, and it so badly wants to just do the old subconscious programs that we learned when we were children to protect ourselves or to judge or blame or whatever it is. So it takes some practice and strengthening that muscle. So this is some versions of the Piscean energy, and the call to do the things that help you connect with your higher self and help you connect with that version of yourself that feels peaceful and present and also lit up and alive, and is living this life that is well lived. And I know I'm a broken record right now, but that is not easy. Like we are up against so much. We're up against so much that wants to take us out of our higher self and pull us down. You know, friends, family, society. I could go on and on and on. But instead, I'm going to pull up the astrology chart, and I'm going to talk about this new moon in Aquarius. So I had to start with the Pisces energy because in order to understand the vibrations that are underneath all of the frequencies of change that come through the Aquarius energy, we need to understand how to tap into the Piscean energy and how to use it for our highest and best, understanding that that's going to leak out into the whole world, into the collective through this morphic field of energy we're in. So here's the Pisces area. Saturn in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, and the North Node in Pisces. So much Piscean energy. Oh my goodness. So much where we are being asked to connect to our intuition. We're being asked to connect to our higher self. We're being asked to go on a spiritual path, whatever that means to you. Everyone has a different path, right? It's how do you get tapped in? Then we have Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius at 1 degree, and this is the chart of the 29th. We have Mercury in Aquarius at 2 degrees. We have the sun and the moon, 9 degrees Aquarius. Every new moon, the sun and the moon come together in an exact conjunction, so at the exact same degree, and that is what creates the new moon once a month. We also have an alignment energy, a harmonious, very supportive energy with this new moon and Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter is the planet of wisdom. When we do Kundalini and we connect to the planetary energy of Jupiter, we're asking for wisdom and we're asking to connect to higher levels of consciousness. Jupiter brings wisdom. Jupiter also expands the energy. Whatever Jupiter is giving, is in alignment with or conjunct with or trine with or whatever, when Jupiter's in the mix, Jupiter is bringing an expansive quality, an elevating quality. It's bringing more and more and more and more and more of that thing. So it could go in any direction. You know, when we talk about abundance, it doesn't have to be good abundance. It could be bad abundance too, you know, abundant poop. Or you could have a lot of joy. It's just bringing a lot. Luckily, we have Jupiter in this harmonious aspect with the sun and the moon in the sign of Aquarius. So we're getting a lot of Aquarian energy. And Aquarius is higher frequency energy. It is downloads from a higher source where you might have all of a sudden this realization of something that is going to support you in a really good way in your future, and you get this like sudden motivation to take some action steps forward. Or you might have a sudden realization of something that has been not serving you, but you didn't realize it until now, and now you're gonna, you know, find a new way. Aquarius is the innovative energy. It wants to change how things have been going. When we're talking about Aquarius, we're moving out of Capricorn, right? We're going out of Capricorn into Aquarius, and then out of Aquarius into Pisces, that we've been talking about a lot. Okay, so those Piscean energies are absolutely with us. When we move out of Capricorn, we're talking about leaving tradition, leaving the old ways, leaving the patriarchy, leaving the structures of organizations, government, of corruption, of organized ways of authority, and where one group holds power over another group. And when we shift into Aquarius, there's an awakening of how unserving those old Capricorn models are. And we have a new way of restructuring the future. So we're undergoing, while Pluto is in Aquarius, this restructuring of the old paradigm, of the old Capricorn ways of doing things. And it might not look exactly how we would think and want it to look in the current moment. It might look more like the Capricorn than the Aquarius, but Pluto is only at 1 degree, and there's 18 years of this Pluto in Aquarius energy. So there's 18 years of this coming into a greater awareness of how we can heal as a collective and how we can advance ourselves as a collective. And then through that awareness, we receive information that we did not have before. We get more information of what was false or what was unserving or what did not, ways where we thought something was one way but it actually wasn't. And then we have a new bit of information that helps us reorder how we want to set our future up. Aquarius is all about the future. It's how do you want it to look 5 years from now? How do you want your life to look 5 years from now? How do you want to feel in your body 5 years from now? How do you want your friendships to look 5 years from now? And the awareness is around, okay, what is it now that wants to be shifted so that in the future we get to that place where we want to go. When we're talking about Aquarius, we're talking about long-term future energy. And there are so many people in our history who put their lives almost at stake. So many beautiful Aquarian rebels that put their lives at stake for the greater good, for the future, and they didn't even see the outcome of it. I'm thinking of Martin Luther King Jr. Like, didn't see the outcome before they left this world. So there's this rebellious, um, humanitarian, equality creating envisionment of the bigger picture that we absolutely cannot experience in this moment because it's somewhere that we haven't gotten yet. Hopefully I'm not confusing you. I understand that it's almost like it's cyclical, it's circular, and it is erratic because that's Aquarius. It's ruled by the planet Uranus, which offers us downloads and breakthroughs and is can be a little bit shocking, like, whoa, surprises, new information. Whoa, what am I going to do with this new information? So a lot of info incoming, downloading into our cabeza right now, into our brains right now, and figuring out, what are the next steps, and getting clarity on what that could look like. And with Aquarian energy, it's very exciting because on the one hand, we're moving into more authenticity on an individual level, where the Aquarian is the outcast, the rebel, the weirdo, the one that does not fit into society, does not fit into the Capricorn paradigm, the patriarchal paradigm. It's all the different ways of being a human. It's all parts of humanity accepted, um, all of it. Yet, simultaneously, this energy comes fast and hot and hard. Maybe not hot. Well, lightning is hot and Uranus rules lightning. So it's like electrical. It's electricity. So on the one hand, it's really exciting. And on the other hand, it's a little bit like, whoa, anxiety, a little electrical, very fast energy. And not everybody is down to clown with that really fast energy. So we want to do our best to be aware of how our body is integrating these higher frequency codes of light and energy. And we want to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves to the next level, hydrating and doing movement practices and sweating and moving energy through our body so that our lymphatic drainage system can remove the toxins and do, releasing in whatever way our body needs to release. Right? I'm obviously not a doctor. That's not what I'm here for. But I am absolutely a, astrologer, Kundalini yoga, interested in Ayurvedic ancient wisdom, um, and I understand how your health is your wealth and your health is your baseline. So if you don't feel healthy, it's like what you don't have the energy to do what you're here to do. And sometimes with this Uranus energy, we can just feel a little bit out of sorts and not regulated. So I think there's a call, like I'm getting a message to share with you to make sure that you're doing the things that are going to help you regulate. And that's a message for me too. For me, it's getting on the yoga mat, and it's making sure I'm taking time to journal, taking time to be in nature, taking time for quiet, and whatever it is that's going to help regulate the central nervous system. So, so, so super important. So this is a new moon that is magical, and it comes with the energy of the future, and it comes with the energy of the wisdom of Jupiter. So it's a supportive new moon. This is not all new moons have so much supportive energy, harmonious energy. Just the fact that we've got the new moon making a trine to Jupiter at 11 degrees in Gemini shows that there is going to be it's the energy is going to shift in a big way. It's going to be faster, and we have this channel of wisdom that's coming through and hopefully helping to break up any of that heaviness that some might feel with the Piscean, like that heavy Pisces humanity, sadness, uh, and Aquarius is definitely cutting through that and moving the energy much faster. Now, we also have in the mix um, Venus making an alignment with Uranus that I keep talking about. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Venus is in Pisces, and Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Now, on the, I believe it's the 30th, so just a couple of days after this new moon, we're going to have Uranus, which has been retrograde, go direct. And this is going to continue to amplify the speed and the pace of time that we're experiencing and the pace of growth and realization and awareness that we're experiencing right now. And Venus is making a harmonious aspect called a sextile with Uranus during this new moon. Just a couple of, we've got Venus at 25 degrees and we've got Uranus at 23 degrees. So just 2 degrees open of that sextile. And this gives us downloads, breakthroughs, changes, definitely changing energy, surprising energy, awakening energy, and what we love. And Venus is in Pisces. So again, we're talking about this connection to our higher self, this connection to our heart, this connection to our spiritual journey. It's like this new moon is bringing a like rapid downloads and new insights specifically about our spiritual journey and our soul path, and maybe some lessons that we have overcome or that we're currently learning about. Pisces is helping us clear away like these final lessons, clear away these um, old habits that are no longer serving, that we've carried for lifetimes. Pisces is past life energy. It's the energy of the lifetimes. It's the energy of everything. So there's this big sort of flush out of the old stuff. I'm imagining like a toilet. This is so disgusting. Like a clogged toilet, and 2025 is a little bit like someone comes in with a plunger and is like, oh, I'm done with this. I'm ready to remove the clog from this. And it takes a lot of energy and it takes a lot of effort and sweat. And then finally the toilet unclogs and we flush it and it goes out. And we're like, whoa, that was a heavy year. But this new moon specifically is bringing a lot of insights to work with that are going to help us get aligned with where we want to go long term. It's a really beautiful moon. I'm really excited about it. I hope you are too. I hope this astrology service was helpful for you and made sense and put some pieces together. I'd love to hear what's coming up for you in the comments, what you are wanting to do more of, what you're wanting to bring more of into your life. Maybe that will help you align with your higher self. I've found that how much I love collaging. Like when I'm collaging, I feel I'm just in the flow, and I usually have insights come through when I'm in that flow. So whatever gets you in your flow state, especially in the beginning of the incoming week, 27, 28, 29 into the new moon, if you could do those things that get you into your flow state, you're going to have more of that channel that's open to that creativity channel, helps open the insights, the realizations, the awareness, and all of that. But if any of this landed with you, or didn't, I'd love to hear about it. Put it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for listening. Thank you for just being here with me. Super grateful for you, and I will see you on the other side. Peace.